Greetings and salutations, Burnt Lime fans and haters. Welcome to the Screaming for Help Burnt Lime Diary, entry number 824. Today is definitely a video for the haters to enjoy, so let's just bite the bullet already. But first, I would like to thank you guys for not resetting the insanity counter behind me. Very nice of you all. And you guys really liked the last video. Guess yeah. Just kidding! By the time I started working on this video, we were out of the negatives. Woo! Anyway. I guess I'll reward you all with some more lime time. So, I've been doing YouTube for a while. I made my first YouTube channel back in 2014, went through a few, and finally made this one in 2016, and it did great. That was until my friend and I were at a Christian summer camp, and we were catching up, and they asked how my channel was doing. I told them about my recent growth, and unfortunately, a younger and petty counselor who didn't like me for whatever reason overheard, broke camp rules in order to access the internet and search my channel, found instances of me saying the fuck word, and reported me to the higher-ups. Honestly, the whole camp experience deserves an entire video on its own because it's really messy and definitely probably deserves a few trigger warnings. But to finish this little bit of context up, the camp ended up claiming I was leading a cult through my YouTube channel, and my parents ended up seizing it from me. Now, going forward, I will remind you all that YouTube's terms of service clearly state that if you have a YouTube channel and one of them gets terminated, you're not allowed to operate an existing channel or make a new one. I would never do such a thing. This story will be about my friend's experience with termination and me being there to help. Yeah. Now that that's clear, about 6 months after that incident, my friend made a new channel in secret called The Dapper TV. My friend used this channel for a while, but, I eventually came back to Burnt Lime once I got old enough to not care what my parents think I should or shouldn't be making with my art. My friend then used his channel, The Dapper TV, to post just his posts and work in progress. On March 6th, 2023, he would receive an email stating that YouTube had, quote, found severe or repeated violations of their community guidelines. Because of this, they had removed the channel from YouTube, end quote. I thought it was a scam email at first, but upon checking the YouTube app, it was real. This was obviously a shock. The channel had never had a single strike before this point, and all of a sudden, YouTube had given the channel all 3 strikes at once and terminated it. Just bam! F*** you! Oh, you had 20,000 subscribers and a couple million views? F*** you again! Gone! No explanation. But wait, there was a little crumb of explanation to be found. Reading further down the email, it stated, quote, content involving the sexualization of minors is not allowed on YouTube, end quote. What? This was even more of a shock. This channel had never featured any sexual content, and had never featured any children, fictional or not. Nowhere in the unlisted or privated videos did it feature anything under either of those 2 categories. It had never even posted any videos with a real person's face until the most recent meme upload, and No, you're joking. No! That's right, guys. It's time to face the music. Patrick Bateman of American Psycho is a child. And to make matters worse, he's literally working an office job and wearing a suit and tie, which is clearly sexual attire, by the way. I can't believe YouTube let the video remain up for as long as they did, honestly. God. Ending that bit, I was seriously concerned. Was this a case of mass reporting? Which video did YouTube even have a problem with? Was the channel hacked? Just to be safe, I went ahead and changed all my passwords and enabled 2-factor authentication and everything. Surely, if it was a case of hacking, YouTube could identify the suspicious login activity coupled with the suspicious upload and go from there, right?
No.
When falsely stricken, YouTube gives channels the options to make an appeal from channel settings or from the email they send you. Unfortunately, once your channel is terminated, you can no longer make appeals through any of these avenues. Pretty unfair when they terminated the channel with 0 strikes without any kind of warning, and then won't even give me any details as to what the fuck happened. But whatever, I guess. Panicking, I reached out to YouTube support through Twitter. They asked me to send them the channel URL so they could help. Important reminder, the channel had been deleted. There was no way to search the channel or log in to access the URL. I got lucky and found the URL for my search history, but this is still so incredibly stupid, and I'm sure it was the final nail in the coffin for many falsely terminated channels. I sent it in, and they sent me an appeal form to fill out. Finally, we were saved! Surely a human being would double-check his channel and tell us what was going on. But it's never really that simple, is it? The answer is no. I was being rhetorical. Whenever I filled out the form, which I did multiple times hoping for a different response, which is the definition of insanity, YouTube sent me an automated email saying that they couldn't look into it any further because the Gmail attached to the terminated channel was inactive. YouTube! The channel was terminated, not the Gmail. I was using the supposedly inactive Gmail to send in the form. They sent their automated emails to the Gmail that they were claiming was inactive. On March 24th, the YouTube Twitter told me that they would be looking into my friend's channel. I could finally relax. Until March 31st, when the account responded saying that actually the termination was correct. They told me they're sure this wasn't the result I was looking for, but that the decision was final. What the fuck? They claimed that they had an actual human review the case, but we all know that when YouTube says that, it's almost never true. Over the next few days, I would spend upwards of 12 hours on the phone with different support teams, being told no real information, being transferred to new departments, who would then transfer me to a different department, being hung up on, being left on hold for hours at a time, and so much more. I ended up tweeting at the YouTube account some more and trying to DM them, but received no response. They ghosted me! And so, one by one, I'd been cut off from each and every way to appeal this decision. Whether it be from technical difficulties, human incompetence, or an unholy combination of both, I was forced to pay the price for a crime which I had never come close to committing. Which, first of all, if they really thought that that was something that was being posted on the channel, I would hope that they would send the police to my house. I would hope that they would contact the authorities. But, anyway, we're gonna move on. That was the end of the Dapper TV. It was only a shitpost channel, so it wasn't the channel itself being deleted that I was really upset about. It was the complete abruptness and confusion that followed. I can't even imagine how I would have reacted if this had happened to Burnt Lime and I lost all of my animations. I would have gone psycho! No pun intended. Guys, back up your shit. I embarrassingly learned a hard lesson here that I should have already known. I had been using the Dapper TV as an archive for some of my oldest works, and now they're completely gone. Don't be like me. Upload everything to multiple places, on and offline. Archives are important, and so is your work. I'm sure you guys are really curious as to what this mysteriously inappropriate Patrick Bateman video was, and I personally find it pretty funny. So in the description of the video, I'll be linking the video on my Twitter. And unfortunately, that's pretty much it to the story. Just a complete show that still drives me up a wall despite happening months ago. I wonder how often this happens. Like, how many YouTube channels are wrongfully terminated out of nowhere, and instead of helping, YouTube just ghosts them while they panic and can only theorize about what happened, and it just makes me so anxious that I want to rip out my intestines and play jump rope with them. A boy's gotta eat. So if you feel like supporting me, I have a Ko-fi where you can make one-time donations or pledge a small amount of money per month in order to get exclusive perks such as behind-the-scenes progress, first dibs on things like commission slots, your character hears, adoptables, stuff like that, and have your name featured at the end of my videos. Anyway, this was my first real video with this format, so how'd y'all like it? Give me some critique. Tell me to kill myself. All right, Burnt Lime, away! I don't know where the kill myself thing came from. Okay. Outro. Cue the outro.